Hello. Today we went over the basic ideas about probability, how to define the probability, how to understand probability, and what is the data. So we learned about experiment, outcomes, sample space, sample size, like this. And today what I'm going to do on this video is showing you the actual data and show you how to calculate the frequency table, how to calculate the probability table. So it is like Microsoft Excel illustrate demonstration, right? So in class today, I showed you the NLSY data, right? Just part of it, but I share. You can download the actual data on Brightspace. This is what I uploaded and I zoomed in. There are same 8 variables: gender, birth, race, region, education, marital status, employment, health insurance. And if you go scroll down, how many do you have? Control arrow, 7,155. So more than 7,000 observations are included. So it's literally a lot of information. Just so this is more like some tips for Excel. Like first of all, the first row is labels. It's not. It's just variable names. It's not information, right? So then one useful function is to freeze pane here. Freeze uh, the first row. If you click this, so I chose view tab and freeze top row will make it will make you easy to navigate the data because the first row is fixed, right? So it's especially useful when you have uh, confusing like columns, and if there are more columns, then if you need to move left and right, then having the first row fixed helps a lot. It's very useful. And another really simple tip is to make, so choose, select 8 columns where you have the data, and I'm going to click sort and filter. Come back to home tab and click sort and filter and choose filter, right? So then you will see scroll down button, tap down button. If you tap down, then you can see what's available, what are the possible entries in this column. Like for example, in the gender variable, there are female and male. You can click and unclick it. So if you unclick it, you only see male observations. If you click female only, then you will only see female observations. Similarly, uh, you can check how what like birth years. Then birth years include 1980, 81, 82, 83, 84. So there are only 5 possible values. And race. Race is classified into black, Hispanic, mixed race, non-Hispanic, non-black, non-Hispanic, right? So there are only 4 categories here. Region, also 4 categories: North Central, Northeast, South, West. And education. The lowest education is 5th grade. Completing the 5th grade is the lowest, and the maximum is 12th. Oh, there are ungraded. Let's see. You can check who they are. Ungraded people. Oh, there are 5 observations who have no education. Maybe homeschooled, I don't know, but they are. But there exist some observations, right? You can just like look at the data and understand what is going on in the data. Like marital status includes the divorced, married, never married, separated, widowed, right? You can check them. Employment categorized into employed, not in labor force, like not intended to work, and unemployed, right? Health insurance is simply yes or no. So these are so you can check the data by filtering, and it's useful when if you're interested in, let's see, how many people are employed but have no insurance. Oh, there are quite a lot. Right? You can check things like this, right? You may play with the data. It'll be fun. And now what I'm going to show you is, so this is the data, raw data, and we are going to convert the raw data, which is it's totally a mess, and into this first. So we are going to calculate a table. And as I said, the keyword is pivot table function on Excel. Like on Excel, you go to Insert tab, press Insert tab, and click Pivot Table. If you just click it, and table range, the range is just everything. It automatically includes all the data available here. In new worksheet, it will make a new worksheet. And okay. Then you have just a new page with pretty much the empty information. And I am going to make a table. I will have to make a table by selecting the menus. Like first, I'm interested in health insurance coverage. I click it. So then by clicking this, it is automatically included in here, rows. And it generates 2 rows based on the health insurance variable. So health insurance variable has 2 possible outcomes. So each possible outcome has 1 rows. So rows are defined by the health insurance coverage. And then the problem is there is no content. There is no substance. We will just drag it. Well, you can drag it down here. I'm going to drag health insurance coverage down here. Then automatically, you can read it like count of health insurance. So then it automatically calculates count. Let me increase the font size, right? You see, it is count of the health insurance coverage, which is frequency. So out of 7,154 observations, 2,410 do not have health insurance, but 47 and 44 have health insurance. So it automatically counts how many of the observations fall into each group. Okay, it's pretty easy. Then this is the first step. And the second step, how do we change those counts into health insurance, into percentage? So then what you do here is click here, right? Click here. I'm going to change the value, the entry into percentage. So click here and click value field settings. Then you can change this to like sum, average, max, minimum, maximum, minimum products, blah blah blah. But they are useless for now because health insurance is not a number. Yes, so it is yes or no. So you cannot sum, you cannot take average, you cannot maximize or minimize. So I will leave it as a count, right? You can only count how many yes and count how many no's. But we are going to choose this tab, show value as tab, right? Change tab, the second tab, choose the second tab, and I'm going to calculate percentage of grand total, right? First, if you click this, then we get percentage, probability. So then you can change it. It's probability of health insurance coverage, right? So, and just to give you more things like, so instead of like if you want to calculate the count, show the count and the probability side by side, you can also do like this. So drag this again down here, then make another value. And you may change the order like this. So in the value, in the entry, you include 2 values side by side, count and probability. So basically, you can calculate the probability, whatever you want. So let me then try something else. For example, I'd like to calculate marital status. I'm interested in marital status. Now I choose I unclicked health insurance and I clicked marital status. So it has 5 categories, right? Based on marital status. I drag it to the value and I change the value field settings, and second tab, show value as percentage of grand total. Then you can see the probability of marital status. I changed the column name, right? It is interesting that widowed is only 0.07% because the observations are young people, so unlikely to be widowed at that age, so very low probability. And they are mostly never married. Again, they are young people. Okay, so this is how we make a table, right? Okay, this is easy using the pivot table function. And the next step is I would like to make two-dimensional table, 2x2 table, or table based on 2 different variables. Then, like for example, based on I will just keep using the marital status. Okay, let me restart from gender. I'm interested in gender and health insurance. Now I'll click gender and health insurance both, but the problem is both are included in the rows, like right? So I am going to bring one of them to column. You may bring gender to columns or row like health insurance to column. Doesn't matter, just as you want. What did I do here? Health insurance is in the rows, right? So yes, yeah, this is exactly what I did in the slides. So in here, it doesn't matter what you include. You may drag gender here, or you may drag health insurance here. Actually, it doesn't matter because the count does not change. Count is count, so counting does not change whatever you do. But I will just choose it. Then automatically it counts the number of observations for each category. A category is defined by gender and health insurance. So there are 4 different types of people, and each type has this many observations. And as before, I'm going to change the count into percentage. That is probability, right? So now, if you think about the summation, 13.8 plus 19.89 plus 36 plus 29, if you sum those 4 numbers, obviously it will be 100%. So that's minimum, and that's obvious. Also, it automatically calculates number of females regardless of health insurance status. So 50.52% is female, 49.48% is male. The summation like this, summation like this. Row-wise summation also calculated here. 33% is does not have health insurance, and 66% has health insurance. Sorry. So the pivot table can calculate a two-dimensional table, right? Let me try a little more larger table. Let's say race and region, right? So I chose race and region, and I'm going to bring race to column and drag one of them to value. Then now I have 4 races, 4 categories from race, and 4 categories from region, right? Or let's say marital status. Marital status, if I bring marital status, there are 5 marital status and 4 regions, and then fill the values with counts. So there are some empty cells. In North Central region, there is no one who are widowed. And in the West region, no one widowed. So there are zeros. Let's see, we cannot change it. And change the value field settings to percentage. Then it calculates as 0%, 0%. And so now we have 4 by 5 table. So even though you have more complicated variable, still the idea is the same. You can do the same thing for whatever variable you have. You can see the probability of education distribution, education and marital status together. Okay. Okay, this is it. This is the first lecture online video, and I hope this is helpful. And as you see, it's really helpful. I use this to keep my financial sheet. Like I keep track of every penny from my household. So and pivot table is really useful, powerful. So I wish it helps. See you later. See you next week.